let's move on with Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft and take a look at the third lineage covered called Reborn. Now, if you look at the three lineages, first two we already went over. First one, basically you play as a vampire. Second one as a hag, and this one basically you're Frankenstein, some type of like manufactured body. You get the general idea. So look at what's going on with these Reborn. Death isn't always the end. Sounds like a sentence, a line you'd hear in that movie, The Mummy. The Reborn exemplify this, being individuals who have died, yet somehow they still live. Some Reborn exhibit the scars of fatal ends, so they might have bad wound scars all over them from whatever killed them. Their ashen flesh, or how about this, bloodless veins. I'd like to play a character with no blood in their veins, making it clear that they've been touched by death. Other Reborn are marvels of magic or science being stitched together. So think something like a flesh golem, from beings or bearing mysterious minds in manufactured bodies. Whatever their origins, Reborn know a new life and seek experiences and answers all their own. So they mention here faded memories. It's sort of like they all have a bit of amnesia from their death experience. Reborn suffer from some manner of discontinuity, an interruption of their lives or physical state that their minds are ill-equipped to deal with. So I guess their mind just can't deal with what happened to them. Their memories of events before this interruption are often vague or absent. Occasionally, the most unexpected experiences might cause sensations or visions of the past to come rushing back. So like a person with amnesia, maybe occasionally some memory from their past life suddenly flashes. Maybe seeing or hearing something is what causes this. The DM could play it up in 100 different ways. Rather than sleeping, Reborn regularly sit and dwell on the past, hoping for some revelation of what came before. Most of the time, these are dark, silent stretches. Occasionally, though, in a moment of peace, stress, or excitement, a Reborn gains a glimpse of what came before. When you desire to have such a dreamlike vision, roll on the Lost Memories table to inspire details. So what have we got right here with the D6 roll of 1? You recall a physically painful moment. What mark or scar on your body does it relate to? A memory brings tears to your eyes. Is it a bitter or cheerful memory? Does recalling it make you feel the same way? You recall a childhood memory. What about that event or who you were influence you still? A memory brings with it the voice of someone close to you. How do they advise you? You recall enjoying something that you can't stand doing now. What is it? Why don't you like it now? And then lastly, a memory carries a vivid smell or sensation. What are you going to do to recreate that experience? Maybe even something like a meal with a smell or a taste brings about an old memory. So lots of options there. So they talk about Reborn origins. Reborn might originate from circumstances similar to those of various undead or constructs, and constructs are what these really seem like. The Reborn origins table provides suggestions for how your character became reborn. So how did you get to be this way? You were magically resurrected, but something went wrong. That's a good one right there. Stitches bind your body's mismatched pieces, and your memories come from multiple different lives. Third, after clawing free from your grave, there's a nice one, you realized you have no memories except for a single name. 4, you were a necromancer's undead servant for years. One day, your consciousness returned. They have some good ones here. You awoke in an abandoned laboratory alongside complex designs for clockwork organs. That's a good one. You were released after being petrified for generations. Oh, what a novel idea. Your memories have faded, though, and your body isn't what it once was. These have the best background stories of all three of these lineages. Your body hosts a possessing spirit that shares its memories and replaces your missing appendages with phantasmal limbs. Like this individual down here has a phantasmal upper limb. In public, you pass as an unremarkable individual, but you can feel the itchy straw stuffing inside you. So those are some great ideas for origins for these right here. So there's a great picture. It looks almost like Frankenstein walking up out of some laboratory from maybe some magic user. Some experiment didn't go as they planned. So they talk about reborn in the domains of dread right there. They tell you you may have had some type of burial rites performed on you. Now you're still alive. Maybe a scientist did this to you. You're the scientist's creation. Maybe you're just an apparatus somebody created for some other reason. Who knows? Maybe they were going to use the body themselves for their own immortality. So reborn traits, humanoid, medium, and small, like we saw before. Most of them have the 30 feet speed, nothing unusual. The ancestral legacy, again, you could keep skill proficiencies you had, or you could pick some new ones. We saw that on the others. And then let's get some of the better stuff here, the deathless nature. You have escaped death, a fact represented by the following benefits. You have advantage on saving throws against disease and being poisoned, and you have resistance to poison damage. Some good things to have there. You have advantage on death saving throws. That's a nice one. You don't need to eat, drink, or breathe. That could be very helpful. You don't need to sleep, and magic can't put you to sleep. You can finish a long rest in 4 hours if you spend those hours in an inactive, motionless state during which you retain consciousness. So those are some pretty good deathless nature abilities there. Knowledge from a past life. You temporarily remember glimpses of the past, perhaps faded memories from ages ago or a previous life. When you make an ability check that uses a skill, you can roll a d6 immediately after seeing the number. So notice it says after seeing the number on the d20, and add the number on the d6 to the check. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all the expended uses after a long one. So that is handy right there. Think about whenever you're doing these skill rolls, especially when one's real critical. Maybe it's on a disarming a trap or who knows what right there. You get to add that extra d6. That could be very big and game changing. So there's the third lineage discussed. So as we get started with Van Richten's guide right here, these are some of the greatest things. You're basically changing races. You can be a vampire, a hag, or you can be Frankenstein. Those are some interesting options. So let me know how the gameplay goes. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.